Something else that's important to establishing this affective bridge, it's about the continuity. Because the main defense mechanisms of a client with trauma is denial and dissociation. Very often the client doesn't remember the trauma, and he or she can have a pattern in don't remembering and dissociate from things. So this kind of mechanism, which is embedded in such a person, has to be melted.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So from thin ice to no ice, I guess. Yes. Yes.
Or to a healthy ice, like.
Yes. Yes.
So the continuity helps creating a narrative, and can help make meaning. But the meaning cannot be made without the narrative, the continuity. So very often clients with trauma come into the session and they say, I don't know what I would want to talk about, and I don't even remember what we talked last time.
Yeah.
Especially when it was an intense session. So it's important that the therapist remains the living recorder of the therapy, that remembers what happened and makes the links between the sessions. And also at the end, during the session, with the beginning of the session, making links is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think this is something else I hadn't considered, that the process of forgetting that's been really useful around trauma is easily,
it was.
Yeah, very useful, but could get in the way of the therapy. Whereas when every session is like the first session, then yeah, that's so important to be thinking about that. And that process can be challenging for a therapist, especially when there's been a lot of traumatic disclosure. The therapist has maybe been living with that and taken it to supervision, and they've been filled with it, and then the client comes back and says, "Oh, I don't remember it," as if it has had no effect on the client. And that,
yes,
it can be a struggle as a therapist to hold this connection when we're so filled up with it. And
and it's important to consider it as a symptom, as a clue that it was very important, and the dissociation is also present. Or is still present.
Like, that's the connection I wasn't making, like seeing this as part, well, not that I wouldn't see it as part of the process, but I might easily think, oh, maybe the person isn't as traumatized as I thought, or it could be easy to make assumptions, but to see that as part of the dissociation, very helpful.
Sometimes it can go far away on this road, like not remembering to come to the session. The client can forget the session.